playing a song called The Truck Driving Man. The waitress then brought me some coffee. I thanked her but called her again. I said that old song sure does fit me, 'cause I'm a truck driving man. Pour me another cup of coffee, for it is the best in the land. I'll put a nickel in the jukebox and play that truck driving man. Climbed aboard my old semi. Again, like a flash, I was gone. I got them old truck wheels rolling. I'm on my way to San Antonio. Pour me another cup of coffee, for it is the best in the land. I'll put a nickel in the jukebox and play that truck driving man.
I bought a 6-room brick approved by the FHA, with a low monthly payments and just 30 years to pay. But I make my living a driving a truck. I like to spend the night, but there's no such luck. At 6 cents a mile, I got 1,000,000 miles to go. Got a new sports coupe, straight stick with 4 in the floor. To make the down payment, I drove 10,000 miles or more. Got the truck driver's blues just to living on time. I gotta find an extra load, 'cause I'm a payment behind. At 6 cents a mile, I got 1,000,000 miles to go. There's a truck stop ahead with a pinball machine inside. I need to go to bed, but I'll take another pill and drive. I can't take a chance on making good time. They're gonna pull my license just for one more fine. And at 6 cents a mile, I got 1,000,000 miles to go. But it sure feels good to be back in my hometown. But the boss had a load, said you'd better just turn around. I was so sleepy that I couldn't see till he handed me that big garnishy. At 6 cents a mile, I got 1,000,000 miles to go. At 6 cents a mile, I got 1,000,000 miles to go.
I just left my gallon today with fruit for the north, no stops along the way. Gotta keep them wheels rolling, no kind of food around. I hear that engine moaning as I lay the hammer down. From Granite to high and then I'm flying. I got tears in my eyes but I'm not crying. Just because I'm talking it's no joke. I just can't stand that diesel smoke. Storm clouds were gathering outside. Smoke from the engine filled my eyes. Sunday drivers I can't see to pass. I need a windshield wiper on both sides of the glass. From Granite to high and then I'm flying. I got tears in my eyes but I'm not crying. Just because I'm talking, it's no joke. I just can't stand that diesel smoke. A rig coming from the other way was blinking his light. The bulls were out to spray. Ease up on the throttle and cut the Michelin. Dropped her back and scat when I passed that radar screen. Well, from Granite to high, then I'm flying. Got tears in my eyes, but I'm not crying. Just because I'm talking, it's no joke. I just can't stand that diesel smoke. 4 years in the war as a sailor, 10 years on the road pulling sailors. That much fresh air now would make me croak. After all these years smelling diesel smoke, from Granite to high, and then I'm flying. I got tears in my eyes, but I'm not crying. Just because I'm talking, it's no joke. I just can't stand that diesel smoke.
Well, behind the wheel of a big truck, well, I feel right at home. 'Cause I've been behind a big truck for so doggone long. I don't feel right if I'm not hurting her well on down the road. Yeah, shifting gears, pushing the pedal and letting the black smoke roll. Oh, letting the black smoke roll. I pushed them from California, well, all the way back to Maine. From the great Salt Lakes of Utah, through the snow, sunshine, and rain. The northern lakes of Sunshine State, and the old Dust Bowl. Well, shifting gears, pushing the pedal and making the black smoke roll. Well, making the black smoke roll. Behind the wheel of a big truck is the life I love so fine. Many times and a lot of tickets, I paid a lot of fines. They're making me push her on, well, right down the road. Shifting gears, pushing the pedal and letting the black smoke roll. Yeah, letting the black smoke roll. Behind the wheel of a big truck, I feel right at home. I've been behind a big truck for so doggone long. I wonder when the time to leave this old world behind. If the Lord will let me herd my truck up in that city so fine. Up in that city so fine.
Clutchin man. Just a few more hours and I'll be home with the one I left in old San Antonio. My
Jimmy's burning up the road with a 10-ton overload, and I'll hold my baby in my arms tonight. The black smoke is blowing from the stack. Yeah, 18 wheels are falling the jack. I'm out of pills and I've had all I can stand. I'm a Rick-rolling, beer-grinding, double-clutching man. There's a big red flame that's shooting from the stack. Oh, I'm almost home and I ain't looking back. I've been a-passing everything that I can. I'm a Rick-rolling, gear-grinding, double-clutching man. I'm a Rick-rolling, gear-grinding, double-clutching man.
Freightliner for a man they call Willis Shaw. And I drive to All Point, Santa Little Rocker, Arkansas. Well, a little woman smiles when I pack up to leave her. I'll soon be back, but I just got the fever. She's a believer. I got the Freightliner fever. There's a railroad running by the highway out in Santa Fe. And I passed an old freight train making his run the other day. Well, the engineer said to the fireman to bail. He's a-blowing this freight train off of the rail. He's got the fever. He got the Freightliner fever. Big James said, what are you carrying in that cigarette pack? I said, I got my second driver and he's gonna drive all the way back. It's a big black bill, so long and round for the driver. It's a West Coast turnaround, it's for the fever. That old Freightliner fever. Well, I passed Big Dave up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I passed old Nat down in Shreveport, Louisiana. Curly's got a hung on a hill up in Maine. I pulled him on over with my 40-foot chain. He's got the fever. He got the Freightliner fever. I've been a-passing everything from a Jimmy to a Greyhound bus. I'm gonna spend a few days out on the West Coast into my run. In my big Freightliner and a little bit of luck, I'm gonna pass Red Simpson in his runaway truck. Then you get the fever. You get the Freightliner fever. Big James said, what are you carrying in that cigarette pack? I said, I got my second driver and he's gonna drive all the way back. It's a big black bill to the long and round to a driver. It's a West Coast turnaround, it's for the fever. That old Freightliner fever. That old Freightliner fever. Yeah, that old Freightliner fever.
Well, I hit the open highway and I smell that diesel burning. There's a cloud of smoke behind me and I can feel them hot wheels turning. I got a woman in every town, but that don't slow me down, 'cause I've got hot wheels and I'm a truck driving son of a gun. I got U.S. Royal on my feet and a diesel in my chest, and the only reason I stop at all is just to get a little peace and rest. They know that I ain't a-joking when they see them twin stacks smoking, 'cause I've got hot wheels and I'm a truck driving son of a gun. Them 2212 flies are singing and that big engine's keeping time, taking little white pills to keep me awake and pushing on down the line. I ain't much at saying goodbye, but I can leave them satisfied. I've got a hot wheels and I'm a truck driving son of a gun.
Come wheeling down a rain-soaked highway, and there's a railroad crossing just ahead. There's a freight train screaming out a warning, and that light's a flashing red. And that asphalt's as slick as clay, and I never learned how to pray. But I've got hot wheels, and I'm a truck driving son of a gun. I slammed the brakes hauling 20 ton, and them 900s start to slide. I can see that crate just ain't gonna stop when I open this throttle wide. There's a slim chance I can make it, but it's a chance and I'm gonna take it, 'cause I've got hot wheels and I'm a truck driving son of a gun. I see that brakeman cringe, the engineer's making that whistle roar. This big old rig's giving all she's got, a man couldn't ask for more. If we wind up in a tie, there's gonna be a lot of women cry, 'cause I've got hot wheels and I'm a truck driving son of a gun. That freight train plowed into me, cold steel grinding into my back. But them hot wheels kept on spinning for 3 miles down the track. Now I'm going on to glory, but that ain't the end of my story, 'cause I've got hot wheels and I'm a truck driving son of a gun. Well, I drove right up to the gates of hell, and the devil shook my hand. He said, I've heard all about you, son, you know you're my kind of man. There's a truckload of women inside, and I can't keep them satisfied. Get your hot wheels rolling, truck driving son of a gun. Yeah, get them hot wheels rolling, you truck driving son of a gun. Get your hot wheels rolling, son. Yeah, bring on another truckload. Yeah, get your hot wheels rolling.
Wandering around the USA, penniless and broke. I put a smile on my face and stuck my thumb in the air when I saw some semi-smoke, and I met a big diesel man behind a big round wheel, sat tall in the sun. Oh, when he welcomed me aboard, I was on my way to the end of the run, to the end of the run. Now many a day I spent a-walking, wearing holes in my shoes. I was one of the guys that they called GIs. I had the transportation blues. Still I met a big diesel man behind a big round wheel, sitting tall in the sun. Oh, when he welcomed me aboard, I was on my way to the end of the run, to the end of the run. Well, you know, a lot of people want diamonds, a lot of people want gold, but all I ever wanted was to own my own rig with the weigh scale, tip and payload. Now I'm a big diesel man behind a big round wheel, sitting tall in the sun. Oh, when I welcome you aboard, I'll be on my way to the end of the run, to the end of the run. Now if you're wandering around the USA, you're penniless and broke. Put a smile on your face, stick your thumb in the air when you see my semi-smoke, 'cause I'm a big diesel man behind a big round wheel, sitting tall in the sun. Oh, when I welcome you aboard, we'll be on our way to the end of the run, 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 to the end of the run.
Let me tell you about a truck driver I knew, a long run hauler and a good one too, till something or other started monkeying with the boy's mind. He was taking these things to keep him awake, and he'd got a hold of something he couldn't shake. Coffee Jim didn't know where he was half the time. Never seemed to have any appetite, he just drank black coffee day and night. Of course that's why they called him Coffee Jim. He'd pull in the truck stop and get him one, and then right before he was ready to run, he'd order him a bunch of them in paper cups to go. Had a real spooky look about his face, and a name for taking loads to the wrong place, when nobody'd give Coffee Jim anything to haul. Throw Jim wasn't about to give his driving up, so he just kept pulling that empty truck back and forth across the USA. He'd gear down low when he come to grade, pull in the scales, get his truck weighed. You'd only see B now and then and check on Smokey. 6 months of this and Jim had nothing left, but one day he sort of came to himself, sitting in a produce terminal out in L.A. Some dock hands figured old Jim was broke, just thought they'd ask him as a joke if he'd haul a load of dates to Hawaii. Old Jim nearly went right out of his mind. He said, I'll go anywhere, anytime, man. You just load him up and old Jim boy is gone. Jim found him a little coffee stand. He took something or other out of his hand, rinsed her down with a swig of black coffee. But while he was gone, instead of loading dates, they loaded his truck up with empty crates. When Jim got back, they'd already locked the door. Old Jim standing there with coffee in hand says, look here, fellas, I'm a businessman. Now how do I get paid for this here load? They said it's all figured out by the sack, Jim. You'll get paid when you come back. Jim lit him a Marlboro and headed west. People that saw it said he had no fear, just sailed off the end of that ocean pier, slowly disappeared beneath the foam. They sent 2 divers down for Jim, but they came back without him. Said Coffee Jim must have made one heck of a jump. 2 days went by, things were looking grim, but the telephone rang. It was Coffee Jim, says I'm dialing you direct from Honolulu. You know it rained like the devil on me all the way, but I'll be back Friday to get my pay. Hey, you boys be thinking of something else for me to do here?
Well, that dispatchman, he called a little while ago. He said he had a red hot load and then had to go. All the other drivers are out of town. I'm the only one that could be found. Your truck driver, Jack Scotteroo. Well, they said my rig was a smoking and all hooked up. They got the skins all checked and the tanks are all filled up. Ought to hurry on down and get me some wine. Now give me a little kiss now, honey. Your truck driver, Jack Scotteroo. Well, baby, that part of your plan's gonna have to wait. Well, I have to put it off till a later date. I'll be on that road day and night. When I come back, I'm gonna hold you tight. Your truck driver, Jack Scotteroo. Way down on 31, and I'm gonna stop there early in the morning. There's a pretty little waiting part of mini skirt, but don't worry, baby, I won't flirt. Your truck driver, Jack Scotteroo. Well, I hear something and it sounds like a telephone. Did that dispatch man calling me to come on? Honey, I tell him I left. Come on, baby, be yourself. Your truck driver, Jack Scotteroo.
He's stopping now and then to make his delivery, but he don't know when. He's playing a game on the pinball machine. Now that's what I call a truck driver's dream. He keeps on rolling. Well, he don't have the truck driver's blues. He's just a wearing a rambling shoes. Soon he'll be on his way back home. He has his dreams and he's never alone. He keeps on rolling. Driver's blues. He's just a wearing a rambling shoes. Soon he'll be on his way back home. He has his dreams and he's never alone. He keeps on rolling because he's rolling.
Standing there with her big blue eyes and curly hair. And I tell you, Big Will, we'll be welcome there. I know, Big Will, that you can't talk. Sometime I think you're real. I guess it's why I keep on yakking, trying to tell you just how I feel. I know, Big Will, you're pulling a big, big load, but the little sweetheart I love, waiting down this old icy road. Truck driver never cried because he's big and strong. But the hardest one, when his heart is broken, on his shoulder cry on. Roll on, Big Will, to my little turtle dove. Carry me on the truck to the one that I love. To the one that I love. To the one that I love.
Big Sam, Big Sam, Big Sam, Big Sam.
Well, the left side's passing, the right's suicide. About 50 feet long, about 8 feet wide. He ain't the biggest or the best, but he's just as good. And there's 300 horses underneath the hood.
Big Sam, Big Sam.
It don't matter to Sam what'll be his load. He knows all the scales on every road. He's got a 2-speed axle with the body of steel, with a grinning maniac sitting under the wheel.
Big Sam, Big Sam.
still in low. Well, he can't hardly wait for the lights to change. He keeps a hoping and a looking for a stretch that's strange.
Big Sam, Big Sam.
Seems they loaded an extra ton, but that don't bother old Sambo none. 'Cause weight don't matter when you leave the ground, and that's Sam's hobby when he comes unwound.
Big Sam, Big Sam, Big Sam, Big Sam, Big Sam.
I've heard about the hummingbirds and the cannonball. I believe somebody wrote a tale about an old gray dog. I'm gonna tell you about a little bulldog. He's ready and he's tough. He's made out of chromium and he hits a big old truck. This is about the honest little fella I think I've ever seen. The load don't get too heavy, or the trip don't get too mean. Come sunshine, rain or snow, the weather never gets too rough. This little bull I'm a-telling about, it's a big old truck. This dog's so little and cute, why a lot of people called him a toy. Don't get no ideas about this dog, he separates the men from the boy. If you don't believe what I'm telling about, just climb aboard this dog. You'll wish you'd have never seen a big old truck when this little dog struts his stuff. Happily married, I want you to listen to me. Don't let your husbands get acquainted with this dog. He carries an awful disease. This dog's disease is known as trucker's Vitus. This means your husband's gone all the time and you'll be left alive.
Pulling that overload. My baby back in Barstow, she keeps the coffee hot. My diesel's running ready, my motor's always hot. I roll along this ribbon, my eyes are getting red. I know my baby's waiting, 3 truck stops ahead. Her eyes are blue as diesel smoke and hair fire engine red. If that won't make a big rig roll, I'll get a stick instead. My sleeper count is empty, I'll fill it up real soon. For I just saw a headlight turn out to be the moon. I'll dodge the scales in Dallas, but everything's alright. My baby, she'll be ready when I roll in tonight. So clear the road, I'm coming just to get it up and me. This cab is over home. I got this side of Tennessee. They'll load me up in Memphis, but that won't make me cry. Truck driving life is all I know. I'll do it till I die.
500 miles to Memphis, Tennessee. How in the am I gonna make it there by 3? You better move over when you hear this diesel beller. I'm a double clutching, scale jumping, mile making, tailgating, cop dodging, line crossing, coffee drinking, pinballing, jackknifing, fog timing, wind jamming, late running, gear busting, sort of a feller. There's a pretty little waitress at a truck stop in Birmingham. Dim. But I'm running way behind and that throws a monkey wrench in our plans. It's really gonna break her heart when I have to tell her, next trip, baby, I'm a double clutching, scale jumping, mile making, tailgating, cock dodging, line crossing, coffee drinking, pinballing, jackknifing, fog timing, wind jamming, late running, gear busting, sort of a feller. That sightseer holding me up half an hour. He's poking along with 280 horsepower. Yeah, you better move over when you hear this diesel beller. Cause I'm a double clutching, scale jumping, mile making, tailgating, cock dodging, line crossing, coffee drinking, pinballing, jackknifing, fog timing, wind jamming, late running, gear busting, sort of feller. That blame tourist. I'm a double clutching, scale jumping, mile making, tailgating, cop dodging, line crossing, coffee drinking, pinballing, jackknifing, fog timing, wind jamming, late running, possum squashing, tourist hating, forward banging, roads running, smoke smelling, fist biting, tailgating, cop dodging, line crossing, coffee drinking.